Do you like D&D but know dog shit about it? Well, don't worry, neither do we. Listen to It's Just Bits, It's Just Crits, where it's just a bunch of comedians that know nothing about D&D with one guy who knows too much about D&D, trying to have a good time with a bunch of laughs and a whole lot of rolling dice with really bad consequences. Tune in to It's Just Crits or It's Just Bits, anywhere you get your podcast.
Hey guys, this is Kellen in the edit real quick before the show. Just want to print a real quick retraction or a correction from last week. Last week I said that Nick Cage had an acting style based on Shintoism. That's not true. It's based on shamanism, nouveau shamanic acting. So I apologize to Mr. Cage for getting that wrong. Everyone go see his very nice movie.
But it's warm times now.
Yes, my people thrive in these times.
So bad. Speaking of the fact that we're both currently sweating, I was watching back through episodes because I was posting stuff yesterday. I watched the one with my cousin. It's remarkable how round we both are next to a normal man. It's like noticeable.
Oh no. Well, that's fucking fun.
That's how it is.
You had that realization. You didn't have to tell me that realization because now I have to have it real time on the podcast.
I did, because this is it's interesting to be conscious of this, because like in most rooms you are the funniest, fattest guy, except you're in a room with me all the time, so you're not. In most rooms, I'm the most interesting, charming guy, except I'm in a room with you a lot. So I found this out because I went out with Mike and Jarrett from work, and they were like, dude, this is wild. What are you doing? I was like, this is... Now, I hang out with people like me, so... Well, the bartender came over and was like, if you can, those things that you squeeze them to get arm strength, to jerk off better or whatever.
Yeah, obviously.
Yes. He was like, if you can do this 75 times in 30 seconds, I will give you a free shot.
What the fuck?
I was like, 75 sounds like a lot. And the guy was like, I just did it with that dude in 50 and he just destroyed me. So I tried 75. And I was like, all right, fuck it, 75, let's go. And everyone's like, there's no way. So I get it with 0.8 of a second left. And then the bartender's like, what do you want for a shot? And I was like, my lord. And the table exploded. You fucking what?
Really?
Yeah, one of them goes, you've ruined everything.
It's almost as if we have now lost and have to pay him.
I feel bad.
I feel you just won a prize and then shit in the trophy. Why?
And then Mike and Jared at least know that I am interesting, so they were like, well, he's going to do this shot. I've heard stories of his. Jared's friend and girlfriend were like, all right, do it then if you want to be such a badass. And I was like, no, yes.
It's good. It's good
will.
liquor. That's the part people don't know about Malort's, is that if you drink enough of it, it stops working.
It's just, it's like any...
no, it doesn't. I don't know. Malort's doesn't taste as bad as most liquors to me, honestly. Because
it doesn't burn as much. It feels like all of the problem is in the taste and not in the fact that it's the liquor burn.
Well, I don't get a lot of the taste, so...
I do still taste the fence post every time, but how many people are like, they've convinced themselves that they like milk, sugar, and a bitter bean liquid? They're like, that's my favorite thing every morning. I'm normal.
Yeah, so let us have this.
This one's mine.
I've been on a right proper bender for the last couple of days, and every night I do the same thing where it's like, oh, I'm not going to drink tonight. And then every night.
Just happens.
We have that fucking foreign exchange student over right now, because of course we do. My family's weird as fuck.
Exchanged with who?
Nobody. Exchanged. We had extra space. So they're like, take a child. Fine.
Okay. I mean... So, I don't know if this is trafficking or a school project, but the story probably doesn't matter to the story.
No, but the funny thing is, day one in America, they're like, hey, can you take her? And I'm like, me? Can you show her around? And I'm like, I'm not the guy.
I'm going to take her to a bar that was probably in the instructional video they showed before she got on the plane, saying, don't go to a place like this.
And that's where I'm going. I live there. They know my name there.
Is she a college exchange student at least? You're just showing a minor around? What? A lot of people had to fuck up.
Yeah, no, there's supposed to be fail-safes in place to keep me from being the guy who day one in America shows this person around.
Again,
this is what America's like. A lot of alcoholics in America. No.
My section.
I was explaining to her, like, yeah, it's great living in the city because you don't have to have a car. And she looked at me like, loser. I'm like, it's a choice. Okay. I'm like, well, good. That's the
Where
reaction.
is she from then?
Netherlands, which is actually where I want to move. So
It's better there.
no. So I had a ton of questions, and all the answers were like, really good. And I'm like, damn it. She's like, yeah, everybody has a garden in the Netherlands. I don't know why nobody has gardens here. And I'm like, what? And they're like,
It's
yeah,
so
like
much better than here.
just cut out a big portion of your front lawn, have a garden, you get fresh produce all year, and it's more sustainable and shit. And I'm like, that's so, why don't we do that?
Because we'd have to like put conscious thought in. If I had a garden already, I would take the time to like go to Home Depot and buy the carrots or whatever you put in there.
Yeah. Well, they don't have any zoning regulations for fucking gardens either. So it's like you can have a garden wherever you have lawn space because it's a garden. So nobody's like,
good to have.
Yeah, nobody's like, oh yeah, you can't grow bamboo here because it looks weird in the fucking neighborhood, but it's a garden. So it serves a purpose. Do whatever the fuck you want.
It is. I mean, this country is not designed for humans to live in.
No,
It's
and
the
then
whole thing with it.
she was telling me too, fucking everybody rides bikes in the Netherlands, like literally everywhere. They're like, we
it's
never
better.
take cars. I'm like, do you have public transport? They're like, we do, and that's what we take if we don't have the car. But our car usually just sits there. I'm like, that's good. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah,
Do
she
you
still
know
thinks
your
you're a loser
neighbors?
for not having
Yeah.
one. Know your neighbors. My God.
Well, no, because driving age in Netherlands is 18. She's 16. So she's like, oh, yeah, we need to fucking... She's super stoked about driving because she's a child.
So she gets to.
Yeah. But took her to the zoo.
Send her out on Lakeshore. See how she handles that curve next to the Drake?
Good luck. On the other
Slow
side,
down.
too. The curve with if you're
Well, there's
not,
an accident every week.
yeah, there's an accident every week, and if you're not from Chicago, the retaining wall that keeps you from going to the lake is disintegrated.
No,
it's
yeah.
just been hit by so many cars so often that there's just huge portions of it missing.
And as a decaying empire, we don't have the power to build anything, so it's just going to...
we definitely could, but then
I just drove past a building today on the way here because it took me through the loop for whatever reason. It usually doesn't, but I looked up and I was like, I don't think we could build this now. I don't think we have the organizational capabilities to do this. I think that stone came from Indiana. I don't think we could get the stone here. I don't think we could cut it the way we're supposed to.
I think that would be a project that gets abandoned halfway through because the costs double all of a sudden.
Exactly. That building is from like a century ago, probably. And pretty soon Chicago's going to be filled
That's
with
so funny.
100 buildings from 120 years ago, 0 buildings from between 50 and 20 years ago, and 1,000 buildings from 20 minutes ago, and they're already sagging with the first rainstorm because it's just drywall.
That's so funny. I don't think we could make that again.
I think we're done with that period of our country's life.
So this was the conversation I was having with the girl from the Netherlands who's like, "Ooh, America." I'm like, "No, it sucks here."
You're looking at the stay behinds of a previous generation that had some agency in the world.
Yeah.
That's not.
You're
what we have
visiting
now.
the pyramids, but you understand that Egypt's not a powerhouse anymore, right? but they did it better because theirs is around longer.
My favorite historical fact is that the time between us and Cleopatra is roughly equal to the time between Cleopatra and the pyramids. And I feel like Cleopatra because I'm looking around going, I'm definitely not from the people that made this, and we couldn't make this. I'm a guy a guy that is living at the same time as me is on the throne or whatever we call that big house, but he didn't do. That's not Lincoln. That's entirely different.
Oh my God, that's such a good allegory. Just walking around America like, this doesn't make sense here.
This wasn't us, I don't think.
This was a different people.
And there's a visual metaphor for that every time you're in like an older suburb or like a nicer neighborhood of the city, and you see a bunch of old houses made out of wood and stone, and they like have roofs that are shaped
And
like
craftsmanship.
roofs.
The third ingredient is craftsmanship.
Exactly. Yes.
Actual skill and ability.
The greystones that are like famous here, like mostly those. And then there's like a 3-flat that's perfectly square and gray and beige, and everybody that lives in it is definitely working on an app that does nothing but exploit people. And it's just like, what did you tear down to put that monstrosity there? And that is. That's us.
But it's modern. I like the modern.
I hate the modern look to things.
Yeah,
Everything should
really,
look like an
no.
old, nice castle. I watched the Wired autocomplete interview with Nick Cage, which I, of course, sent to all of you.
A what?
The Wire. They take like they put in like if it's with Nick Cage, we're like, what is Nicolas Cage, and then Google autocompletes it, and they film him answering it.
Oh my god!
It's actually one of the more innovative ways to do like press junkets. So it's not just asking them questions. It's cool. But Nick Cage was like, of course, like the most gracious and polite and nice man, and he's lovely. But they go, is Nicolas Cage goth? And he's like, oh, I do like, you know, the fog of the morning, and no, I do like some mist in the morning, and when the fog rolls in England, and old spooky architecture. So there's a lot of goth in my taste. I was like, fuck yes, he did it.
Why does he have snakes in his hands?
Who fucking cares?
The dude is an enigma. The definition of a fucking enigma.
Yes, he is, because there's so many layers, and they overlap with each other, being true and false. And like,
I could be anything.
Like, he's not just insane. He is pretty weird, though. So I understand why everybody thought that. But then he's like a normal guy. But then he's also like, I came up with a new type of acting based on Shintoism. But also, he's not just a guy saying that. He did.
Is Nicolas Cage a bad actor? I can do this. I can figure it out. I told the story the other day of you at the Irish castle with the giant fucking dogs.
Yeah. Where I like the dogs during the day, but then at night you're going for a piss, and then just two yellow eyes and a great shaggy form emerging from a stone walkway. And you're like, okay, so can I piss before I get to hell? That's the only question I have left.
I do like that the pee is still on your mind. You're like, I really had to pee. I knew it was out there. I knew I was taking a risk.
And then it's like, oh, it's a dog.
Yeah.
It's trained to not bite tourists.
I mean, what kind of a dog was it? It's a loose definition of what a dog is.
An Irish Wolfhound?
Yeah, it's a big,
very
fucking dog.
Like Great Dane sized, but cooler, like a Skyrim dog, but the size of a horse. Like a small horse, but still.
Like a Shetland pony that can kill you.
The dog not killing me that was the dog's choice.
It was not up to me.
It wasn't like, oh, maybe the dog was gonna kill me, and then I acted right, so the dog was like, I'm not going to, because I know I'm not supposed to.
I kept killing them. They kept beating me, because you can't punish that dog by locking it in a room unless it's a vault. It'll just
just bust down the door.
Yeah. It'll just walk gently through the door.
That's why there's no doors.
In splinters.
That's why there's no doors in castles in Ireland. The dogs have knocked them all down, and they just learned to live with it.
You're like, oh yeah, whatever.
That's why the British couldn't handle it. That's why they had to subjugate them.
Yeah, their dogs got too big. Those are like war dogs. I do like war dogs.
They were actually for killing wolves, but they did use them as war dogs too. But they bred them to kill wolves.
I bet, I think that skill might be transferable.
And then you're like, hey, you know what's like a wolf and deserves to live as much? English people.
Actually, wolves are endangered. They deserve to live a lot.
This was back before wolves were endangered.
Oh.
No. Irish people killing wolves is not a dipshit in a cowboy hat in Colorado going like, I need to protect my cows that are destroying the environment. They're like, they're going to eat like my daughter. And I know what you're supposed to have like 6 kids so that when they die, you still have some left. Well, the other 5 already died of potatoes and English and cold. This is the last one, and the wolves want her.
And they're gonna get her.
So I need a dog that
There's
can
no
scare
doors here. They're gonna get her. There's no front doors either. That's now canon for the podcast. There's no doors in castles.
No doors of any sort in Ireland.
It sucks. It's honestly bad design.
That's why in the Irish cut of Titanic, they both just die. Because she couldn't be floating on a door.
Couldn't be floating on a door.
Just immediately dead.
That's why, in the Irish cut of The Shining, the axe just connects with the back of her head. She's up against nothing.
Okay, what other famous doors in movies are there?
Oh, come on. This is like right up your fucking wheelhouse. Don't act belabored when I give you like, what's the specific thing I have to reference through IMDb, brain?
I literally don't know.
And like any horror movie.
Or in Boogie Nights, I guess he doesn't say, hey, shut the door on your way out when he's fucking that guy's wife. And he's just like, hey, I'm degrading you. Okay, bye.
Hey, could you quit watching us fuck, please? Go.
I do like that the wife is always not angry, slightly annoyed. Boogie Nights like, stop. watching me fuck this guy, honey. He's like, and he is always like, hey.
I'd prefer if you didn't fuck this guy.
My wife's got an ass in her cock in the driveway, and I just found out you're supposed to put something in the middle of portals.
I don't get it.
Talking about the look of the doorway. I finally figured out why we call them doorways. Supposed to be a thing in there called a door.
There's movies with door in the fucking title. The
scary door.
Narnia is very easy to find.
Oh, right. You can just see into the winter woods.
It's like, cool. Just everybody.
Right.
Adults, kids.
Yeah, you walk in there.
They open up an attraction to be like, look at how cool.
There's a guy selling peanuts right inside.
Yeah. It's like, yes, we're very easy to find. We're not a secret anymore. Sorry.
The Lion, the Witch, and the hole. In the wall.
The Lion, the Witch, and the chair that I've piled all of my coats atop.
That's American Narnia, is you finally do laundry after a month and you're like, oh, there's a dead beaver under all these clothes. It tried to come out and ask me to help save the world. It became trapped. There's beaver leavings on my shirt.
I love the idea of just the kid's about to go hide in the wardrobe and gets found right before he can. So they're like, oh, well. And then like 20 years later goes to be like, oh, Grandpa died. Let's go clean out his wardrobe. Oh, my God. Just chaos.
Jump at like they did their last stand. Like, maybe the children will come through. We're going to stay here. It's just the skeletons of animals, and they do some analysis, and they're like, based on the shape of these skulls, these animals could speak. These are the corpses of sentient beings that died because you were bad at hide and seek, Edmund.
You dick. And because 20 years later is like centuries for the wardrobe.
Yeah, they are bleached skeletons. It's a wasteland.
It's a desert with just bones.
The bad guys are dead too. Like, it's been an age of the earth. It's over.
Everybody died in the battle. It was just an even
There's just a guy walking past the Castle Cair Paravel going, I don't think we can build that anymore.
Nice. That's called a
it's called a circle.
I still like the idea that since the lion is Jesus and he doesn't get he survives the battle, and then he's like, well, I'm Jesus, so I'm not going to die. So he's just like fucking insane in a corner. He's just rocking back and forth in a cave when they find him. What happened? Where were you? You. Where's the boy? Bring me Edmund. I'm going to eat him because I'm a lion.
I'm Jesus, but insane and a lion. So I like that they do a crucifixion in the Narnia movie, but it's a lion on a rock.
Oh yeah, they're
just like stabbing him.
I forgot that and doesn't he come back too?
Yeah, no, of course he can. It's like
he's literally I didn't know it was such a 1-to-1 to the.
Aslan is just he literally talks about, oh, my father in the East, in the magical continent. It's like, okay, so it's like there's no.
My father in the North, but not North in the sense of like. If you're looking down on a map, north is in the section, the sense of up.
Well, it's a dwarf map that has east in the top of the map, obviously.
Why is that obvious?
Oh, I forgot you've only watched The Hobbit. You haven't read it, so you don't know the crucial lore of it. You just know what it looks like when cartoon monsters punch each other.
You're right. I shouldn't have asked the question.
This fucking dipshit thinks north is up on maps.
Yeah, that does make... Because the sun. So, feels like you would make that.
The Chicago L always has west be up on maps because it needs to be long. Because longer north-south lines. I lost it. I'll get back into something in a minute here.
We lost Jesus Lion.
Well, how many days ago? If it's been less than 3, there's hope.
It's been 20 years.
Oh, well, no, he's gone.
Hello, sleep, or hello, crazy Jesus, in a cave.
I do like, there's in one of the last Narnia books, Aslan removes the ability to speak from an animal. So all of the animals in Narnia are like, they're just animals that God is letting speak right now. He might take that away. He might turn your friend into just an animal.
That's fucked. Yeah, so Narnia is the Garden of Eden.
I don't think so. Is it?
It's that.
There's probably somewhere in it.
Yeah, I figure that's the allegory. Well, yeah, because all the animals can talk and aren't eating you all the time. And who are the bad guys in Narnia again? Were they animals?
It varies.
I know she did a Nick Cage snake thing.
Did you have a snake?
There was a scene with a snake.
I don't know who the Ice Queen is. I assume she's a personification of someone's wife because I feel like that's what was going on in literature at the time. This fucking bitch won't fuck me, even though I don't want to because I'm definitely gay because I'm a British noble.
Was it just the predators who were bad guys?
The wolves would be bad guys, definitely.
Yeah.
The polar bears were a bad guy. The centaurs were good guys, even though they're usually bad guys.
I've only ever seen centaurs as good guys.
In Harry Potter, they were like either way.
Oh yeah.
They were fickle.
Yeah. God, quit fucking mapping all centaurs to,
Hashtag not all centaurs.
being good. I'm not even mad that that they're all good. It's nice that they're good, but it's not all centaurs. It's more racist to not cast any centaurs as bad guys than it is to cast them all as good.
Most of them are bad, but the black one from Narnia was good.
Yeah.
Not that it matters that he was black.
And that's why I can say centaur with a hard R.
Centaur.
Yeah. Because I'm an ally.
It's actually with centaur, it's the soft C hard T. We can say centaur. Centaur, though, I'm in trouble.
Because we can take. They're getting rid of that one too. You're not supposed to say it with a.
The hard C?
I'm fucking. I don't know. I've lost touch with reality.
Let's talk about doors again. Isn't it fun?
Oh, there goes gravity.
Oh, there goes gravity. Choke. He's so mad.
But no, I get it. But your gravity's gone. But now you're being tethered to the earth by your love for Bella's infant child. I know how that goes.
What?
That's Twilight. That's how they describe imprinting, which is when the wolf boy wants to fuck the baby.
Bella, where the hell have you been, Loca?
Unborn baby, yes.
Yeah.
Which
no,
is-
the born baby. He doesn't know he wants to fuck it until it's born.
Well, great.
And you may think that I'm being unfair about that, but they make a point that it is because they will breed well together that he imprints on her.
That's worse. That's worse.
Yep, definitely. But there is a scene where they talk about it felt like all of the gravity's no longer what's holding him on the earth. His, let's call it affection for Renesmee is what's holding him to the
That's
earth.
the fucking name of the kid?
Yeah, Renee plus Esme equals Renesmee.
That is a
Because
shit
she's got to be named
name.
after both her grandparents. Because you can't. Sorry, one of the mothers-in-law just has to be pissed and get the middle name. Like,
Yeah.
can't just do that. Edward.
Bledward?
Bella and Edward. It's their ship name.
Well, you didn't really need to ship them. The books kind
They
of
did.
took care of
It's
that.
not shipping, is it? It's.
The books kind of made it happen.
I like that. I really like both of those actors now, even though those movies are dog trash.
Yeah. I don't know. The lady whose name I immediately forgot is
Kristen Stewart.
Little Cold. I understand that's the character she plays, and that's like her type.
Yeah, there's a vibe she has in that she continues to have in other movies, but
I
I
seen
like
her,
it.
I haven't seen her get out of that yet, is what I'm saying. I'd love to see her do other things.
watch one of the movies that's about her being a lesbian. I think she's better in those.
And,
there's like-
and there's lesbians in it.
There's a lot of, they're like very arty, no, it's like arty lesbian movies. Where like women can tell they're having sex, but like men are like, but nothing went in anything.
And that's what I will be screaming at the TV.
Nothing's going in anything. No. Sir. No.
In the movie theater getting dragged out.
No. They're just on a beach with their eyes closed. Look at the waves.
I was promised lesbians, just getting dragged out. Lesbians.
Little did you know that the most lesbian thing in the world is dressing in an oversized t-shirt for a welders union and sitting on a beach with your girlfriend. That's what sex is to them.
Who knew? That's the way.
Not me, that's for sure.
I've never done that. Certainly no.
I did go thrifting with obviously not a lesbian, but a gay girl.
What? You didn't say it was a date before you
I
said.
said I went thrifting with them. If I say I go out with someone, you're like, well, all you said was that you weren't in the house. When you go a thing with one specific person, that's a date.
Not necessarily.
That's what I've been telling all of the women that I go out on platonic lunches with.
Yeah, really.
You don't understand.
This is a date. I do, but it was funny that you were like, I went to a thrift store, obviously not with a lesbian.
Because I'm a good person.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, hating out of nowhere. Okay.
I
Obviously.
went on a thrifting date with a Obviously not a lesbian because they don't like me. I keep checking. And she was, I like lesbians was like every shirt she came across. She was like, oh, like Welders Union 2015. This might be cute with like those Doc Martens that aren't boots anymore. Sure. She liked Disney too much, if you're wondering how the date went.
Oh, how much was too much?
I mean, she was already very short and had braces, so any amount of Disney in that context is like, I'm about done with this.
She had braces?
Yeah, that was not apparent from her profile. She was like 5'1", kind of mousy, and I was like,
dude, if you were a pedophile, you hit it though.
Exactly.
That was perfect. She's the only one who's like, yeah, all the men I talk to are creeps. I'm like, yeah, they are.
Why didn't that one who was just excited about the normal shirts never text me back? Well, it's because I was already like, you're pretty short and you look kind of young. But I'm sure once I actually speak to you, you will have like the agency that you expect from an adult woman. And then she didn't. And then she was also like, oh my God, Pooh Bear. And I was like, I'm sorry.
And oh my God.
If this isn't illegal, it should be.
CIA honeypot. That is a caricature of a trap for pedophiles. That is literally a caricature.
Honestly.
Okay. Like literally somebody gets set up on a date with her and it's like, hey, how's it going? And she mentions Disney and has braces and he's like, oh, I'm on it. Yeah, no. Nobody's that stupid, CIA. No.
I like the idea.
Yeah, how old did you say you were? Sure.
I like the idea that they were trying to honeypot me with a child because that's how all the CIA knows how to do. They're like, his opinions about politics are too good. We got to get him. And they're the fucking CIA, so they don't know that most people like to have sex with adults. So they're like, we're gonna get an adult that looks like a child, and that's how we'll trap him. Do it. And then I was like, you're like a child. Bye. And some guy in the CIA is throwing his hat on the ground going, I didn't know that you could say no. They've got so much dirt on me. That's why I tried to kill Castro.
Yeah, everybody in the CIA was just honeypotted into working for the CIA. Exactly. Nobody has actually been killed by the CIA.
It's really a cycle of abuse.
Yeah, Castro did not die, actually. He just fucking... they finally got him. He slipped and fell on top of a child. And they're like, we got him.
We're counting it. It's been too long.
Now you can either work for the CIA or you can go to jail.
No one would ever believe that about Castro because one time they had a woman try to assassinate him. And he handed her a gun and was like, go ahead. And then they had sex. And she was Cuban after that.
That's fucking awesome.
I think she was supposed to poison him, and he found out, and he was like, all right, well, I'm not going to wait for that. So here's a gun. Do it.
That's so badass.
And then she was like, actually.
There's no way that's real. That's got to be bullshit.
I don't know. I choose. That's the propaganda I choose to believe.
That's fair.
That was Justin Trudeau's mother.
And that woman was Justin Trudeau's mother.
Margaret Trudeau.
I'm going to have to guess Trudeau.
No, she had a different name at one point.
Oh, Maiden.
The whole thing was that Trudeau's father was French and his mother was British. So he's like the demigod halfway child. Except he's just some fucking guy. Yeah. Also, his father's not French. He's Cuban.
I need to do a side-by-side of that, and I haven't done a proper one yet. There was something we were supposed to read on the podcast.
Oh, right. This is.
Are you going to dictate it to me?
If you remember Bird Come. Well, no, last time what we did and it worked out was you found the thing about the guy coming on the bird. And we're just like, I'm not telling you what this is, just read it. So the guy reading it had to come across all of the wonderful little surprises about, I tend to come low, so I aim at the bird's neck and I always hit him in the head. Go back, I can't remember what episode that was on.
Episode 77, Planning a Bachelor Party.
No, but he's not using the super crass ways to do it. He's like skirting around the dirty words when he's talking about coming on birds. This is the problem with America.
I think I should be the one who reads it.
You should read it. I have it somewhere though.
I've got it. This is the last thing I have from you.
It's an old man in a suit who looks very uncomfortable to be having a lady dance on him in the club. How it started, how it's going. I'm so desperate to have sex with a female clown. Oh no, that one, not that one. It is that one actually.
Oh,
So desperate to have sex with a female clown, I can't take it. More than anything, I just want a woman with a beautiful clown costume, makeup, and a big red nose to have sweaty.
This is written
sex
by
with.
Tyler Senjnin,
Yes.
by the way.
That's why they call him Teflon.
Because no clown pussy sticks to him.
The grease paint won't stick to him. That's why he's the only one that can do it.
Everybody else comes away in whiteface.
Which is racist. I want her to lay on my bed, take her big shoes off, and let me suck and lick her toes while jerking myself off while she blows up condoms and makes them into balloon animals. I like the fact that he's taking condoms to balloon animals. That's good synergy. I'm worried that he thinks her toes are going to be the size of the shoes, though. He's going to be
He's not going
disappointed.
to be able to figure it out.
Let's find out. Then I want her to take off her clown pants and clown underwear and start pulling several feet of colored scarves out of her pussy. Also, amazing. Once the scarves are out, I want to enter her, then fuck her as she honks her big red nose in time to my thrust. I want her to do the clown laugh, spray me with squirt gun flour as I come. I don't know why I have this fantasy, but I do, and it's killing me. I want clown pussy so bad that it hurts.
Now, we need to take a second to unpack this before we do the part 2. Do you think this is written by a person who actually has these feelings, or do you think this is written by a person who is just a comedic fucking genius?
A creative writing prompt.
Just a great...
Go on the confession subreddit.
I think it is a mixture of the two. I think the person is like, yeah,
think he's hamming it up.
I'd
Yeah.
love to fuck a clown, but...
I think he wants to fuck a clown, and he's chosen, and he's probably ashamed of it, which you shouldn't be, Tyler. We all saw that TikTok I sent you. No, I think he's just turning his frustration with not fucking a clown into creativity. I don't think he actually wants to pull scars out of her pussy.
That one definitely didn't.
That one, and maybe the squirting flower thing. I don't think that. I think he's hamming
I
it
don't
up.
know. That
for
one
the
might
cameras.
make sense. A nice, cool burst of water on your face as you come does sound good.
Maybe.
Regardless, that one sounds nice. The toes one is definitely real, though, for sure.
Yes. No. That's.
I think that might be like the limit.
I find it
though.
hard to believe that anybody who wants to fuck a clown doesn't have a foot thing.
Oh yeah,
That's your entry into the
part of
the journeyman levels of sex is getting a foot fetish. So if you get to clown, you mean you've gone past foot.
Yeah, you've gone through foot fetish. You don't. Yeah, you start being a creep at foot fetish, but you can't. Nobody starts with heroin. You don't wake up one day and is like, I've never had anything in my life. Let's go overdose on heroin. No,
It's like most places in Chicago, you have to take a train to the Loop, and then you can get anywhere else in the
exactly.
city. From whatever type of sexuality you are, you take a train to the feet,
foot.
and then from the foot, you can get to. Can't even think of any because I'm such a pure soul. You can get to wearing a gimp mask. You can get to fucking clowns. You can get to midgets. You can get to midget clowns, which I assume is a pretty big overlap.
Oh yeah. Well, the part of your brain that knows that sex exists is right next to the part of your brain that knows clowns exist. So
Right.
that's why the overlap is so large. We need to take Tyler to a Juggalo concert just to see what happens. Like taking a dog to a dog park.
Just running around and looking back at you all happy.
just prancing through a field.
If we do that, he's gonna be like, "Am I about to die?" And we're doing all my favorite things. Is that why you gave me ground beef with a candle in it?
Are you guys worried that I'm going to kill myself and giving me a reason to live? Because it worked.
Dude, I would have fun at a Juggalo concert. I like those people.
Why?
Because they hate normal cultural norms and are pretty chill about they're like fuck racist and all that stuff.
Nice.
There's a lot of songs about how I kill homophobes and I leave their butchered corpses on the lawns of rich people. Which
Nice. Those are all things I believe.
I don't know about the clown makeup or the music. Really, is just awful. But
Yeah.
the community is
Man, Nookie is such a trash fucking song.
But I'm happy for him.
Yeah, good for that. No, I can appreciate from a distance. I'm an ally. I'm not.
Yeah,
but
Juggalo
it's
ally.
Anyways, back to clowns.
Now, how
that
is it-
Definitely fucked.
How is it gone for this man?
I fulfilled my dream. Hang on. I think I might be able to Morgan Freeman through the whole thing.
Take it all the way.
How do I forget my anchor phrase for Morgan Freeman.
I remember thinking.
I'm Morgan Freeman. The penguins were pretty. It might not be an exact Morgan Freeman, but bear with me.
He's gonna be an old black guy.
Hello. I'm Morgan Freeman. I fulfilled my dream. I had sex with a woman. I had sex with a woman in a clown costume, and it was everything I wanted and more.
I'm so glad that this isn't, and it wasn't what I thought I wanted. I'm so glad it worked for him.
I'm so happy for him too. I met a woman after my post went viral.
The price you pay for whatever kind of sex you want. Holy shit, that's what the post was. That's why he was being so funny with it, because he knew that it would travel and he would find the one who was into it.
That is a love story akin to fucking Romeo and Juliet.
Except they're not dead.
Beautiful. I hope they don't kill themselves in some sort of Acme-related accident.
Oh no, I found him hanging from his closet door by a bunch of scarves around his neck with his hand on his dick.
That's how he would have wanted to go. She messaged me. We got to talking and hit it off, and she's kind of got a clown thing too. As it turns out, she was only a 3-hour drive from me. A short drive for this type
that
of
level
beauty.
of specificity.
Yeah. And after sharing pictures, we decided to meet in a neutral location between us. I booked a hotel room, and we met Sunday evening. Paragraph 2.
On a school night?
I assume they were both like, we need... as soon as possible.
I'll take off work. Oh,
yeah, you take off work the next day for that, and you get the hotel with the option to just ride it through. Bring some ecstasy if she's into that kind of clown, and really just go crazy.
That'd be too much.
That'd be fulfilling your number one sexual fantasy while high on ecstasy in a hotel room.
What are you gonna do for the rest of your
marathon
life?
Sex for 24 hours is too much.
It would be like how Hunter S. Thompson describes Vegas. It's just too much.
I did that, but I did it drunk. Would recommend.
That's the way to do it.
After I had been waiting in the room for about an hour, I thought I might have been ghosted or catfished again.
How many motels do you jerk off at disappointedly before you get to fuck a clown? How many does it take? I'm at 4. I hope it's only 5.
I didn't even think about that. You get the amount of times that he'd be like, this is the time. It's finally happening.
The absolute ease with which you can just say you're going to go to a motel. And so it's easy to fuck with this guy. And he can't let a chance go.
No, because they're so rare.
You got to go every time.
I like this because this is the most wholesome of kinks. It's clowns. Haha, they're clowns. You don't have to do... There's other super specific kinks that have no wholesomeness.
Most kinks are like, I know exactly what psychology is going on here, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm stunned you haven't figured it out. You don't want to fuck an animal. That's what furries do. They have a convention. Good.
Put on an animal suit and fuck people instead of fucking animals.
Yeah, no, you did it right.
But that's what's up, though.
Yeah. And if you haven't put that together.
All those women that call their partner daddy, that's not because of a thing with their dad.
Oh, yeah. Yes, it is. It's cultural at this point, I think. I'm Morgan Freeman.
And I do, too.
And I like piss play. Hello. I'm Morgan
Why
Freeman.
don't you fill that flower with piss and let's go again?
And then we can talk. Anyways, back to clowns. After I had been waiting in the room for about an hour, I thought I might have been ghosted or catfished again. As my heart started to sink.
I know we keep breaking it up, but I wish she would like uncontort herself where she had been camouflaged
in the room the whole time.
Right, she like folds out of the wall like an iron because she can fold herself up like that.
He would have come immediately. Oh, they went multiple rounds. There's no way he busted once. It's like, okay, bye.
Well, that was it. No,
no, you do a little pillow talk.
You think he came in the nose? That's got to be the last one. But
I would like to know how many times he busted, because then I could see how weird it got. I am still there writing this today. Oh, God. I guess you don't pass up that opportunity. As my heart started to sink, there was a knock on the door. I opened it, and there she
Police.
was. You're so lucky. It was the police, and the arresting officer was that girl with braces you went on a date with. I opened it, and there she was. God damn it. Because it's already funny to trick people on the internet into going to a hotel and then being like, haha, there's nobody coming. But to do it to somebody because of clowns is so much funnier. This guy has got to be like, I'm probably going to get catfished. I opened it, and there she was, the beautiful, sexy clown woman of my dreams. Her outfit, her makeup, and big red nose. Big red nose were perfect. So perfect, it ached.
When he says so perfect it aches, do you think he's just never had a boner before because he's never had a clown in front of him?
So perfect, it felt like my dick was waking up for the first time in 20 years. Because it was. Clown porn was just not the same. The beautiful, sexy clown of my dreams.
It's going to be so sad for this guy when he figures out the clowns are just people in clown clothes.
He doesn't know. So perfect, it ached. She came in and she started making balloon animals out of condoms, almost certainly. It does not say that here.
That's what they make flavored condoms for.
Actually, I don't think you can make a balloon animal out of a condom because they go too...
They're too stretchy.
They go too wide.
They'd be some sag-ass balloon animals.
Yeah.
They would look like Dave's cats, the Sting's cats.
Making balloon animals as we made small talk and put them all over the bed like fucking rose petals. Like fucking...
The thing I love about the human psyche is that you have met up on the internet specifically to be like, we want to fuck as clowns. And in that situation... just because of the way humans are, you can't just start fucking immediately. Even though you've been waiting for years, you still have to pretend you're going to hang out for a second.
Pretend that this is...
He said small talk. She's already got the nose on, and he said small talk.
It is funny, because it's like, okay... let's get physical and then have the relationship develop from there. That is a fine avenue to do stuff because you can fuck and then be like, oh, this guy's a weirdo, which he is.
But so is she, so it's fine.
You could fucking, that could be fine, but instead, you society. I'm the Joker, baby.
This guy goes around.
Oh, do you think he was dressed as Heath Ledger and she was dressed as like a normal clown?
She was like, I misunderstood. I'm not doing this. And he's like, God damn it.
No, I don't. I think he was like in like just a nice dress shirt and pants.
Probably. He was probably dressed like just good. Like just generally good.
No, that is what's so funny. It's like these dude in fucking horn rim glasses, raised Mormon, fucking a clown.
He's going around doing crimes that would become a Joker origin story, just to start turning women into Jokers to increase his popularity.
I also like the Heath Ledger ones, so fine.
I'm sorry. You want to know how I got these scars? I'm torn between my daddy Dom was a drinker and I tried to suck 6 cocks at once.
I'm like, my daddy Dom was a drinker. That's the winner.
And a brat.
I tried to swallow a sword, and the name of that man was Sword.
Because his dick was sharp.
Yeah, he got the scars. Of course his dick was sharp.
I can't do another bit. Continue. It's already been too long.
And put them all over the bed, the balloon animals. Then we made love. The hottest and
It's
most...
not the term I would have used.
No, yeah, we fucked. The hottest and most passionate sex I could have ever imagined. And she had plenty of clown antics to surprise me.
Antics! And she had little peccadillos, small skits. She pretended her pussy was trapped in a box.
Antics. The use of the word antics. Oh, this is literary gold.
I'm going to make your cock disappear.
Oh, she started doing balloon animals with my cock, and I had to use the safe word, which was, I should have had one, shouldn't I?
Pagliacci. Pagliacci, that's a safe word.
Means nothing to me.
Teflon will get it. That one was for him.
This episode's for Tyler.
Man goes to a doctor. Man goes to a doctor, says he feels depressed, life feels unfair. Doctor says, go see the clown Pagliacci. The man says, I'm fucking the clown Pagliacci.
Okay. Surprise, including, hello, I'm Morgan Freeman, and hello, I'm Morgan Freeman, and we're back to clown fucking.
The antics she's doing is when she's fucking with Steve Carell and Bruce Almighty. Oh my God, you're fucking me so good, and my tiny little nipples went to France.
Clown antics to surprise me, including hitting me in the face with a small pie. We didn't even think of that one.
I didn't even make any cream pie jokes. Clown sex is bookended with cream pies.
Penis goes into the clown. Tiny pie goes into the face. Cum goes into the clown.
Our clown.
Jaws, the levels.
The
levels of this. It's insane. It's Jaws, clown fucking.
You ever looked into a clown's eye?
The black
Joy flies like a clown's eyes.
I like, have you ever looked into a clown's eyes? They're black, like a doll's eyes.
I am not going to pull on that scarf and have the rest of them spill out onto my cock.
That's literally what I was going to say.
The vertigo shot when he sees the shark is just when he opens the door and she looks like a clown. And then she's like, oh!
You need to do a movie poster of clown Jaws.
Claws.
Nice. Okay. Hello. I'm Morgan Freeman, and welcome back from the brief intermission. Hello. I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm Morgan Freeman. It's hard to steal his voice. Including hitting me in the face with a small pie as a surprise when I came the first time. Okay. And
We got
honking her nose. How did she hide the pie?
Well, I think we know.
After hours of lovemaking, we sat there holding it's fucking. After hours,
Sweating off grease paint.
After hours of hardcore fucking, we sat there holding each other and kissing while I occasionally honked her nose.
Actually, the worst part about this is I can imagine him tenderly honking her nose, and instead of doing like the honk like in the middle of it, it's all cute and like pillow talky, like
Oh, this next line. Okay. I occasionally honked her nose and tried to hold back my tears of pure bliss.
Oh, he's a sad clown.
I couldn't. Oh my God.
Love to me is a streak of tears through grease paint and
Penis goes into the clown. Tears come out of the eyes.
penis goes into the clown. Scarves are in the clown. Our scarves. Penis goes in the scarves. Scarves come out of the clown. You come out of the clown. You come in the clown.
Oh my God. I'm not gonna fuck that clown and have my tears spill all over the top.
You ever look into a clown's eyes? Beautiful eyes, my soulmate's eyes.
I need a second. Oh God, it's so good. Oh my God. I was so happy to have the connection. I'm Morgan Freeman. I was so happy to have the connection I've been denying myself because it's weird and what I've desired for so long. Holding her in my arms as my legs still quivered from my orgasms. I cried as she held me because I was so happy. She began to cry too, and we are definitely going to be together now. And we are both so happy with each other. This is better than Romeo and Juliet.
This is
I am crying too now.
Please, dear listeners, do not let our cackling distract you from the fact that I'm so happy for this guy.
I'm like actually crying. This is fucking touching.
This is beautiful for him.
This is so good. Now when people ask me, hey, what's your favorite piece of literature? Have you read Clown Born?
And you should never audition with anything but this piece.
Imagine reading this in an audition.
But it's for Shakespeare, so
I have a sketch show coming up, and I think I'm just gonna pitch this. Like I'm going to read this as Morgan Freeman. That's the bit. I will be sitting in a chair smoking a cigarette while I do it.
Read it as Macbeth or something like Ian McKellen. Ian McKellen's the one.
Ewan McGregor.
I looked in her eyes. That was Nixon. Sorry.
We're going.
Finish it
We're
off.
both so happy. I'm Morgan Freeman. I feel like the hole in my soul has been healed and that my life is finally on its way up. Thank you for the love and support, everyone. So many of you have been so kind. It means the world to me. Thank you again. The end.
There are so few stories of unqualified success in our society.
This is
one of them.
This is what America was meant to be. And we failed because this guy's a weirdo. This should be happening
all
everywhere.
The time. All the time. By the way, it's unqualified success because this guy wasn't like, okay, I satisfied my dark desires. He went back to the confession subreddit and was like, guys, I fucked a clown and I'm thrilled about it.
I'm going to marry the... Oh, I hope that there's a follow-up in a couple of years where it's like, I'm marrying the clown.
Yes.
This is like legit. I'm in tears. This is such a good story.
I mean, the entertainment at the reception.
The entertainment,
There's an open bar, but every time you take a drink, it's a trip cup and it spills on you.
What? Which side are you with? And it's visibly a clown. And one side is just clowns. I think you know which side.
Well, we had to do two marriages because one side of the family is Jewish and the other is clown. So we had to do a synagogue and a big top.
We had two officiants, a rabbi and Bubbles.
Mazel tov. Now step on the bottle.
I'm making this a fucking musical. I don't give a shit.
Mazel tov. Now step on the bottle, and now we will do the second ceremony. Okay, kids. Now I hope you've got the rings hidden in one of the 5 buckets.
Yes, they're attached to this scarf.
Whoop! I'll get him. The fucking maid of honor is pulling scarf. Oh, where'd I put the ring?
The best man is just like, here's the rings.
Right. He's like, yeah, I got them.
Oh, this is such a rich fucking tapestry.
The kid comes out like modeled clown skin and human skin.
It's this clean split down the middle like Two-Face.
This is a Batman villain origin story. The Demi-Joker.
I had a weird upbringing. Most people get to hide their kinks. I did not. The real moral of this story, because this is a story. This is, I think this has just surpassed the Iliad and the Odyssey as greatest love stories of all time. Because
I'm gonna write a version of The Orange and the Green about the clown and the normal guy. Well, normal, but.
This is what happens when you just are like, if you're able to just walk into a bar and be like, yeah, I like feet. Yeah, I like blank. Yeah, I like blank.
Eventually,
you're able to find it.
Exactly.
But since we're fucking Protestant as a country,
we have to be like, no, I don't.
We have to be like, I don't know what I'm into. I don't know.
We're not gonna have sex. You're gonna come up to my apartment for some coffee.
Yeah, and you're gonna have sex a couple of times before you figure out what you're really into. Because I've had that conversation with somebody. Who was like, yeah, day one she whipped out a ball gag, and I'm like,
it's a lot.
If this is day one, where's this gonna go?
Right, because you can't tell. Are they that insane and they do bring out the big guns on day 3, or they just have the big guns out already
immediately? Which, this is the problem with our society that I'm writing a musical about. Is that
you need to have like an allegory for failure too.
What do you mean? Like
a guy whose deepest wish is to fuck Venom from Venom, but he never tells anybody. And someone else ends up with Venom, and that guy ends up like he's the
so good.
Exactly. He's the Iago of
this.
this.
It's a Pulp Fiction 3 series of vignettes that end all together. They all tie together. I
think you need to watch the movie Much Ado About Nothing, which is Shakespeare. It's there. It's in there.
Oh, Daddy. This is modern day Shakespeare.
This is what it is. In Shakespeare, there's always a clown.
Okay, Tyler. Here's the structure we got. Guy wants to fuck.
Oh, we're gonna.
Guy wants to fuck Scooby Doo. Guy wants to fuck Venom. Guy wants to fuck Clown. Somehow Jaws fits in there.
Jaws has to be in there.
I do think we're gonna have to cut Jaws. I do think Jaws is gonna. That's the thing that you write in and then they cut.
They have to cut it.
You know that Mark Wahlberg script. Have you heard that story? No. He wrote in 6 pages of just a really gay. Everybody like super graphic sex scene he wrote in there to make sure that they're actually reading his movies and not just greenlighting everything.
Is that what Mark said he wrote that for? Okay.
Well, he had it and then he just added it in. He writes a lot of fan fiction. So
who are we talking? Mark Wahlberg did this?
Yeah. No, it's not Mark Wahlberg. It's the Harvard guy, the guy who Good Will Hunting.
Oh, Matt Damon.
Matt Damon did this.
Pieces of shit from Boston.
Yeah, they're all the same. No, Matt Damon wrote that into a script so that people weren't just greenlighting a script because he was on Hot Streak.
I knew that porn parody of Good Will Hunting I saw was like way too well written.
Wow, this is...
Would fill pumping, by the way.
Nice.
Do you like assholes? I got her number. How do you like my asshole? The equation that he solves is just, we've never been able to figure out how to get a prime number of people to all have sex with each other at the same time. I figured out the geometry of how you can do it, and it doesn't matter their genders.
We always looked at gender as a part of the equation, but if you remove it, it's easily solvable.
Robin Williams finds a note on his door. Sorry, bud. Had to go see inside a girl. Son of a bitch stole my line.
What time are we at, man?
Retainer. We're in an hour. There's some cuts though.
Okay, hang on. Well, let me hammer out the script so I have it in audio form, so I can.
This is not just a dictaphone.
No. What?
It's a dictaphone. That's the thing. Continue. It's a cultural reference to 20 minutes from before you were born, so of course you don't get it.
Yeah, I wasn't born. How would I get it?
But I get it.
Anyways, 3 vignettes, 3 weird sex things. One of them's definitely got to be German.
Oh yeah.
So
I think Scooby-Doo should be German.
Nice. One of them doesn't.
Vaggie.
One of them gives into the sexual desires at the very end, and that's the big arc. One of them never does and never feels happiness because of it, and that's the big arc at the end. And then one of them was just been weird off the bat, and everybody's like, that dude's a fucking weirdo. But everybody comes around to him at the end because he is now their fucking...
he's been right the whole time.
Yeah, and he's their like... I can show you the world.
I think the second act is where the weirdness has to happen, because the best part of this play is the third act, where the conflict is the Iago that wants to fuck Venom but won't admit it is trying to destroy the clown relationship.
Oh, he's evil.
Right. And that's how everybody realizes that the guy that wants to fuck Scooby-Doo is actually a cool guy, because once the clown guy admits it, the Scooby-Doo guy is like, you have chosen love. I will assist you now. And that lets the whole Italian villa that this happens in, they're like, well, we know Clown Fucker is a good guy, and now he's proven that good guys can do weird sex, so maybe the Scooby-Doo fucker is also a good guy, and the whole village comes together and defeats Venom Fucker, except that's a misnomer because he never gets to. I get to.
This is literally Shakespeare.
You're going to write it in iambic pentameter, right?
No, because then I won't be able to understand
I'll
it.
translate
I
it.
gotta dumb it down.
You write the...
This is why I have to write it, because I'm stupid.
You write the Folgers one, and then I'll put on it. We'll release it with one page. Will be
nice. When you said Folgers, I thought you meant coffee.
Now, we should incorporate the Folgers commercial where that guy fucks his sister. That can get in there somewhere.
Ooh,
it's a different type of Folgers Shakespeare library, if you know what I'm saying.
The send up that nobody will understand except for people who came to see the play because they're smart. I am writing a joke that I don't even get. But
that is what it is to become enlightened. To write a joke that you don't get. But you know it's funny.
I have created a color that even I cannot see.
Exactly.
I have created the most
a boulder that you cannot lift. This is apotheosis. I told you, fucking people. I told you that this whole
thing, because that's Greek. I get that. I don't get Shakespeare, but I get Greek. I could write a clown porn, The Iliad and the Odyssey, but that wouldn't be a challenge for me. That's too easy. I need to write...
I want to bust in your wine dark pubes.
The clown, the Cyclops is just a clown with an eye patch. And he keeps switching it.
Wasn't that on the other eye? No. There's a clown that's into degradation. He wants you to come in the eye patch and leave it in. Leave it under there.
That's the funny part is Shakespeare would love this, because this is just what he did.
Oh, yes.
What do we title the play? Because it's got to be something that makes it obvious that this is triple X rated play.
Right, okay.
Oh, triple X rated play?
No, because then people think Vin Diesel's attached to the project.
Something getting a rain.
It's gonna be some kind of clown pun, isn't it?
This would be a hilarious time to just die. Oh no, I've peaked comedically.
There's people that are like, there's that one Gorillaz music video that all they have is the storyboards, so that's what people study. They're gonna be people are like gonna screen this podcast and then go, what could it have been like? What could it have been like?
Here's an artist rendition.
If they had let Hodorowski make Dune, and if they had let Ford make Clowning Around, Pull That Scarf.
That's the podcast, folks. That's the podcast. Subscribe to our Patreon so we can do this full time.
Coming to a theater near you if you'll pay for it.
If this isn't the episode that convinces people, it's like, maybe that podcast can make it. This has got to be the one.
Then we can't. I
am sending this to fucking scholars. And I'm waiting for a phone call from Callan later that says, wasn't that good?
You should be waiting for a phone call from me that goes, yeah, they kicked me off of that psychology study. They have a different one for me.
Yeah, everybody. Subscribe to the Patreon.